Hello, welcome to ACE Manager. IT Focus, ACE 15, an unconventional inventory application. This organization was an auto ancillary manufacturing piston assemblies. The product is made of aluminum alloy with aluminum, silicon, copper, nickel, and magnesium as its alloying elements. We can also say that these are its direct materials and their consumption depends on the activity level or the production volumes. Being few items of high value, their inventory levels are closely monitored manually. In this organization, main problem concerning inventory related to large number of indirect materials which are also required for production, though they do not go directly into the finished product. They were more than 5,000 in number. Just-in-time inventory, popular in countries like Japan, is not feasible under Indian conditions. Supply chain relating to these materials displayed inconsistencies both on the sourcing front and on the consumption front. Reorder levels are maintained for all important indirect materials, and they were also promptly raising indents for procurement as and when required. After placing the order and waiting during the lead time, if the supply gets rejected for quality reasons, the entire cycle gets disrupted, and manually expediting supplies from other sources was not always effective. Sometimes consumption pattern for some materials suddenly changes, either going up or coming down, where expediting or deferring purchase orders may not be always timely. The net result is either stock out or excess inventory for some of the indirect materials taking place on a continuous basis. When we took up computerization of our stores process for these indirect materials, I asked our stores manager, Krishnamurthy, what are your expectations from computerization? Krishnamurthy said, Sir, please produce the stock card for me for my critical items. I will do the rest. I inquired what a stock card was. For about 300 critical materials, stores was maintaining individual cards where they were recording receipts, issues, and purchase orders on hand on a continuous basis. Once a week, stores manager was reviewing these cards, assessing consumption trend, and was visualizing if any item could be stock out or hit maximum stock level, and was taking appropriate action with the vendors. Krishnamurthy asked us for just producing the stock card and he wanted to do the rest. We did produce the information required by Krishnamurthy on the stock card, but we did not stop there. Went ahead and completed review part that he would otherwise do and recommended actions which would be only required by Krishnamurthy to pursue with the vendors. Let me briefly explain. After the system stabilized with recording of all receipts, issues, and started generating purchase orders and indents with the indents in the system, we started a weekly review of critical items on the computer. Based on the consumption pattern for the previous 3 months, likely consumption for the next 3 months was projected for each critical item. Since the purchase order details also were in the system, estimated receipts for the next 3 months were projected. Picking up current stock level, system projected likely stocks at the future monthly intervals because it had information relating to future receipts and future issues. These stocks levels were compared with minimum and maximum stock levels for each of the critical items. Exception report was printed for all items where projected stock levels were outside the range. Krishnamurthy's task was confined to taking up with vendors. What this story tells us is that even decades ago, we could have effective solutions through computerization, provided we had clarity on the process and how to structure a solution. This example and the earlier one on budgeting in a cigarette company tell us that It is the strength of the idea that matters more than the computing tools available for effective solutions. Thank you for your attention.